Hey everybody, welcome to Matt Men, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Andrew Zarin. I'm joined by the birthday boy himself, Rich Stambolian.
What's going on?
A beautiful 38 years old.
Thank you. I appreciate
you
it.
are, you're a flower that's wilting.
Not quite 40.
Not quite 40.
Quite 40, almost there.
How do you,
knock on wood, I feel pretty good though.
How do you feel about 38?
I'm fine. I'm fine with 38. I'm fine aging. I'm okay with that because I feel like on the inside, still 19.
Still 19.
Yeah. It's like 17 or 19.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. Like time goes by so quick, but I'm like, I'm relatively the same except with a lot more responsibility.
I got a present for you. I got you a birthday present. I'm gonna give it to you early.
Yeah. Is it a giant Blue Chew pill?
It is.
Oh, I do like that. Who made that?
Somebody was making them on Twitter.
I like it.
And I saw him. I'm like, dude, I want it.
I want.
So
like
here is your
do
one
you
half
have one
of
for
the
yourself?
yellow. I do.
Oh, this is fantastic.
These are the Yolo County Tag Team Championship.
Oh, this is
that I forgot the dude's name, man. He was like a verified guy on Twitter too. These are the Yolo County
CM
Tag
Punk?
Team. It is CM Punk actually. Megan. You could tell by the stars on the side.
Yeah.
These were featured on Raw a couple weeks ago.
Hell yeah.
So I wanted to give Rich his half of the tag team championship right there.
Big tag.
I'll keep this here.
Big Tagarooskies over here.
Yeah, big Tagarooskies. So a lot going on in professional wrestling. Obviously, we're going to talk about the G1 that's happening tomorrow, our time.
Yeah.
The Fight for the Fallen show, AEW Fight for the Fallen.
So much wrestling.
Evolves.
Fight for the Fallen is also free.
Fight for the Fallen
which
is
was
free.
pointed out to me last week.
Yes. Fight for the Fallen is free. And, of course, Evolve's 10-year anniversary show on the WWE Network, which is actually historic.
Bonkers.
Considering it is the first non-WWE show to air on the WWE Network.
With WWE wrestlers.
Which is so weird.
It's very bizarre.
And, of course, Extreme Rules on Sunday. Before we continue, I want to let everybody know we got a bunch of people watching live. If you want to fund us, you want to help us out, you could hit that dollar button in the YouTube chat. If you're watching live, you can show your support that way and fund us whatever you feel you want to fund us. And, of course, join our Patreon, patreon.com/MattMenPodcast. And you can buy your Mattmen merch, ProWrestlingTees.com/MattMenPodcast. You can go there and buy your Mattmen merch. Though.
Buy those T-shirts, man.
Buy those T-shirts. Where do you want to begin? So I am officially, for the first time in a long time, long time, fallen behind in wrestling.
Really?
I have not fallen this behind in maybe a year and a half.
There's a lot going on.
I've watched bits and pieces of everything. I have not been able to watch anything to completion.
Sounds familiar. Can I bring you up to speed?
Yeah.
Raw? Okay.
Okay, so
SmackDown?
I did watch Raw. I watched Raw.
Yeah.
I had a lot of friends at that show in Newark.
Really?
It was not a great show. It fit the typical Raw model. Obviously, there was some changes. Paul Heyman, by the way, a lot of people saying like, oh, well, it was not a Paul Heyman show. This was a Paul Heyman show. This was Paul doing his job.
Being Paul.
Now, I understand they need to get to places, and they have a go-home show they need to do. So it's very obvious what they did was stick to the original plans for this go-home show, because Eric's starting on Monday. So maybe the real change begins on Monday. We'll see what happens. SmackDown was okay. That Kevin Owens promo was good. I enjoyed it.
How do you feel about them turning KO into a Canadian Steve Austin?
That's what they've done. Yeah, that's their plan. He's Steve Austin.
I love it. Honestly, Shane took that stunner like a champ.
He did. He's taken many of those. So that was actually the best looking stunner he's done.
Absolutely.
Right? For
Absolutely.
Kevin Owens.
You think Shane was like, listen, when you do it like this. I've been on the receiving end of thousands of these.
Thousands of these stunners. I thought it was fine. I know that Kofi Kingston is hurt, so that's why he hasn't wrestled for a couple days.
I think Joe's taking that title on Sunday.
I hope he does.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about the card and everything.
Yeah.
But I thought SmackDown, like when I was watching Raw on Monday, at some point I was like, wait a minute, this is the go-home show? It didn't do anything for me. And also, like, I want to bring up something that you said on Twitter that I think people took the wrong way.
What did I say?
Where you said, I don't like Seth and Becky as an on-screen couple. Which is not to say...
I don't like them as a couple. People are idiots.
You don't like them as an on-screen couple.
Yes, I don't like them as an on-screen couple.
But behind the scenes, you don't care.
Why people got upset at that?
I think people were like, yeah, I need them to break up. Like I think people took it the wrong way.
I think people are
People read
invalids.
into
Some people are
stuff.
invalids.
That's
don't
not
like
the right word.
invalids.
That's not the right word.
They are invalids.
Imbeciles.
No, they can be invalids. An invalid?
That's not the right word.
Do you know the word?
Yes, this is not the right word. Go ahead.
I'm gonna call them invalids.
Okay.
I couldn't. I can't understand. It feels forced. The whole thing is
On
very
TV.
forced, and they don't look comfortable with this.
It's from that WrestleMania picture.
It is, and that sucks.
And also, like, I think a couple of weeks ago, WWE put out what would their power couple name be?
God.
And Seth immediately was like, no.
Is that what he
like
wrote?
Not today? Yeah,
It's gross. It's stupid. It's corny. Let them be their own people. Let them date. You could do this once in a while thing where they tease it or whatever. You know what's amazing is that they didn't do that with Hunter and Steph for a long time.
And I think honestly, like when you compare on-screen couples, right? Like it's very weird to watch because it looks very.
I know what happened. They had a meeting and they're like, women really like Seth Rollins and they love Becky Lynch. And I think we need to be more female-centric with this tag team because they are both stars.
Yeah.
And we're going to have them do media relations. So let them team up together on TV.
Yeah.
That doesn't work, man. I hate on-screen couples in that sense.
Rusev and Lana are the last one.
They're great. Because they have natural chemistry on TV.
Zelina and Andrade, even though they're not an on-screen
natural
couple,
chemistry.
Great. Like they're so good together.
Yeah.
The thing that comes out of it, which is kind of interesting, is Seth being called the man's man, which is great in and of itself. I know you're like super cringe.
Oh, it's so
on
cringy.
This whole thing.
It's so cringy. And I like both of them.
Oh yeah,
and I like that they're a couple.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't care. I
just don't want an on-screen.
I don't want an on-screen couple.
Would you, if WWE turned around and put Charlotte with Andrade as an on-screen couple because they're a legitimate off-screen couple, how would you feel about that?
It's not the fact that they're couples on TV. It's just the chemistry. If the chemistry works, then it's phenomenal. It's great.
Yeah.
If the chemistry doesn't work, and there is no chemistry on TV, and sometimes maybe they don't want to do it. They don't seem too really into this thing.
They're not very thrilled about it.
They're not thrilled about it.
Honestly, Baron Corbin and Lacey, great chemistry.
Great chemistry.
Yeah. I'm very like, is there something going on over here?
With them, I hope so.
Their aesthetic kind of fits well together.
Their aesthetic does fit. It's a weird. They're just weirdos.
She also has a whack Lobo tattoo on the back of her ear.
Does she?
No.
I don't know. That it was fine. I guess this will go on for a little bit more. They need to split it up soon.
It's kind of funny too, because like, this came out of nowhere, and it seemed like one of those things where it's like, let's try this for a little bit,
I feel like it hurts both characters, right? Because Becky's this strong, independent woman.
Okay.
And Seth, they were trying to toughen him up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
They were trying to kind of bring in a little bit more edge to him.
Yeah.
And now they've softened both of them because they're a couple, and couples together are, they soften up.
Picture this. This is my theory, and then we'll get off topic because clearly you're very upset about it.
So upset over it.
I think subconsciously it's this is, follow me on this. Becky and Seth are something that Macho and Miss Elizabeth could never be, right?
Normal people, yeah.
Right, people who can go out and wrestle and be a couple, whatever. But in this situation, they're both Hogan.
They're both
and Corbin and Lacey are the monster heels being fed to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Becky is in the Hogan position at this point, where Lacey's Iron Sheik.
And they're feeding. Yeah, Lacey. They need to keep building them individually.
Yeah.
With that said, I don't dislike them as a couple.
In real life,
I don't care. Awesome. I don't care if they're a couple. It does nothing for me.
You just don't want them on your TV.
I want them on TV if it works. If the chemistry works on TV, then it's great. If it doesn't, then don't do it. Don't force it.
Okay.
Don't force it, baby. What did you think of the rest of Raw?
It was all right. It was fine. It was fine. Like I said, like around 10 o'clock, I was like, this is the go-home show? Very weird. And then SmackDown the next day, you have the great opener. Then you have an awesome Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn Balor
Holy
match.
moly, that was really good.
Holy moly. I don't think I've ever heard you say
Holy moly.
And then the rest of the program was pretty fantastic. It was a quick 2 hours. Even the main event with Roman winning,
Yeah.
and the crowd loved it.
The crowd was into it. It's fine.
Here's another thing. Did you see the T-shirt that Roman has with the Undertaker?
No, what is it?
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
Dead Man's Yard? What does it say? Something
says
insane?
it says Graveyard Dogs, Roman Reigns, and the Undertaker, and it's 2 dogs coming out of graves.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me?
Great T-shirt.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
You're fucking with me now.
Look it up. Look up Graveyard Dogs T-shirt.
I gotta see this. Hold
and
on.
I saw it and I was like, yo, that's not terrible. I wouldn't wear it, but that's not bad. You know?
Why? Why do we have dead dogs on shirts?
2 zombie dogs coming out of 2 graves.
Oh my god.
Graveyard Dogs. I'm a big fan of that. I hope that becomes.
Oh my god. I am looking. No, it's not. Oh, wait a minute. Is this?
Yeah.
We run this yard.
Yep.
Disable my ad
Graveyard
blocker.
Dogs.
Oh my god. I don't want to disable my ad blocker.
Disable the ad blocker.
Okay,
Who
this
else
one
has
is
seen
we
this
run,
T-shirt?
No, this is the one that I'm seeing. This is.
I got it.
Oh yeah, they are coming out of it. Yeah. We run this yard, Graveyard Dogs.
If they were a tag team called Graveyard Dogs, I am so there for that.
Have you seen the Undertaker version of the dog?
Yes.
It's like a really gnarly dog with the skin melting.
Dude, tell me that is not a great tag team name.
That is a great tag team name. What do you think is going to happen in that match?
I think Roman is going to come out with white eyes, like the Undertaker.
What if Roman comes out as the Undertaker? They both come out and they do the Undertaker thing.
Imagine if...
Or Undertaker comes out as the Shield.
Oh, man, that'd be great, too. Imagine if Undertaker gives Roman his supernatural powers, where he's like, now it's up to you, Roman. And then he just, like, touches them, and Roman can do electricity now?
Yeah.
How great would that be?
Is that his only superpower?
Oh, he set stuff on fire.
The power of lightning?
Lightning and fog?
This?
Yeah.
Lights?
Lights, lightning, fog.
You should join the electrical union.
I think he did. Local 3?
Local 3. You should join Local 3 here in New York.
What if they kiss?
And maybe they will kiss.
That'd be amazing.
That'll be great. Maybe he just holds him and he takes him to the back like a baby.
Wow.
And puts him in a casket.
Like the Pieta? Like,
yeah. If I could book any kind of supernatural thing for the Undertaker, you know how Aladdin flies on the magic carpet?
Sure.
I want him to fly on the casket.
Oh, I would like him to have a casket with a steering wheel. So he's sitting inside like a Mario Kart.
This
deal.
is what's happened to the show, guys. We're fantasy booking.
We're really fantasy booking.
Yeah. All right, so why don't we go down the cards? Let's gain control here.
All right.
We'll talk about Extreme Rules, obviously. The big story here is that WWE is running an Evolve show. This is fascinating because WWE was supposed to start running Evolve shows about 3 years ago. They've been leasing talent to Evolve for some time because they use a lot of like all these guys in NXT now were through Evolve at one point.
Many of them.
Daniel Bryan, for example, came up with the name Evolve.
Yeah.
When he got fired from WWE, he was doing Dragon. He was going to do Dragon Gate. He was going to do all this stuff, and he was going to be one of the head bookers with Gabe on Evolve.
Now, Gabe,
and that was his concept.
I think you should mention that Gabe was also Paul Heyman's
right-hand man.
Yeah, it was his boy.
That was his boy. Gabe runs WWN, Evolve, all those things.
Don't you find it fascinating that Evolve? We've been to plenty of Evolve shows.
Plenty.
We know the history of it.
Yeah.
Like it's a.
Yeah, this is an Evolve poster.
Great poster. It's a farm league for a lot of WWE talent, right?
Yeah.
Before NXT, like they polish you up there. It's almost like what kind of maybe not so much what ECW was.
It is very similar to the ECW concept where you know that there's a relationship with WWE,
right?
But they also have relationships with other people, and these guys come in there, they polish up, like you said,
right?
And then they eventually get signed somewhere else.
But here's the strange thing: up until now, like I said, Evolve's been around forever. This is the 131st Evolve show, right?
Is it 131?
131.
Wow.
WWE has not mentioned any of this until, for some reason, July 13th, this Saturday night, where they're going up against AEW Fight for the Fallen and NJPW on X. They're like, well,
they're in the ECW arena.
They're in the ECW arena, and also there have been promos by WWE superstars talking about Evolve,
honestly,
which they've never done
on WWE TV, not just online.
Yeah,
Honestly,
hysterical.
This event has been promoted more than previous NXT shows.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I was trying to think about this.
Mhm.
I can't. I mean, obviously NXT's promoted on WWE TV. If there's a pay-per-view, you'll see a commercial.
Yeah.
I have never seen this much promotion for an NXT show to this extent, where you have guys, and they're some of this is a stretch. Like they're trying to. They had EC3 talk about how Evolve was important to his career. He did like 2 Evolve shows. We were at him. Him and Drew became like this heinous heel tag team,
Which was great.
And then he took shots at Hunter. It was actually a really good surprise too. But they're like stretching anybody that has friends in Evolve to do like a video. Undertaker is going to do a video for Evolve.
I love it. It's hysterical because like the Evolve guys are like this. They're really shoving it down your throat. And I'm not knocking the advertising. I think it's great. Evolve's awesome. Like all those shows we've been to were top to bottom great, and they're early shows too, which I really like. They started at 6 and end at like 4.
Yeah,
not 4. Like they started 6 and end at like 9 o'clock. But it's just bizarre, and it's suspect, right?
Yeah,
isn't it? Like, hey, by the way, we're trying to distract you with our other wrestling. You guys like indie wrestling? We got indie wrestling. However, the card on this pretty fantastic.
Oh, it is fantastic. You want to go through this card? I think this is a better card than Fight for the Fallen.
Brandy Lauren versus Shotzi Blackheart. There's 9 matches on this.
Okay.
Eddie Kingston and Joe Gacy versus AR Fox and Leon Ruff.
That should be a good match.
Great tag team match. This is for the
AR Fox is very good.
Evolve Tag Championship.
Yeah.
Kurt Stallion versus Sean Maluda versus Stephen Wolf versus Harlem Bravado. That's going to be fun. 4-way match. Babatunde versus Colby Carino. Babatunde's an NXT guy.
Is an NXT guy.
Colby Carino's the son of Steve Carino.
Yeah. Colby Carino wrestles for Capital Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of our guys. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Babatunde, however, he's there. There's a lot of hope with him.
He's a big dude.
He's a big boy. Yeah.
Anthony Henry versus Arturo Ruas in a grudge match.
Yeah.
JD Drake versus Austin Theory. Winner take all.
Austin Theory is very good.
Austin Theory is awesome.
Yeah.
It's the WWN Championship and the Evolve Championship in a winner take all match.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar. They're doing that on Sunday.
Yeah.
Josh Briggs versus Anthony Green in a singles match. This is labeled as the Future Is Now showcase match.
Okay.
And your double main event, Drew Gulak versus Matt Riddle in the Catch Point reunion match.
That is a Catch Point match. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I
think this is good. I think they're gonna beat the crap out of each other.
Catch Point was a stable in Evolve, by the way.
And also, like, I think this will showcase just how ridiculous good Drew Gulak is.
Dude, the guy is so good.
Yeah.
He's so good. Like
Gulak.
Beyond, he was originally hired as a trainer by WWE.
Yeah.
And then they realized how good he is and they put him on TV, and he's not that old. And then what's the other main event?
The other main event is Adam Cole versus Akira Tozawa for the NXT Championship.
Okay. This is
This is so good.
This stacked. This card is stacked.
Very stacked.
I'm curious how the lighting rig and the ring and all that stuff is going to work. Is it going to be an Evolve ring?
Yeah.
How are they going to do lighting? Are they letting Evolve do the production? Because you got to remember, WWE Network's putting this on.
Yeah.
Evolve has okay production, like not terrible, not great. It's not great. Like I would say, if we were comparing it to Capital Wrestling, we work with a much smaller budget.
Yeah.
And we're probably on par with the way that they shoot and we shoot.
Mm-hmm. Evolve does a very good job of using what they have at their disposal.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's good. It's fine. Anybody can take a DSLR and make it look good at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the reality of it. But now you're on the WWE Network.
Mm-hmm.
Is Vince saying, like, here, how much money you guys need?
You think maybe?
Well, I'll tell you, the turnbuckles, the ring, everything was purchased by WWE.
Fantastic.
The previous, like, couple of years ago, that was part of it. They gave them, stuff. They assisted with some of their stuff.
Yeah.
Evolve does a very good job at running shows consistently without, the bullshit of a wrestling promotion, indie wrestling promotion. It's a great operation. They do great shows here in Queens at La Boom.
Oh yeah.
Which is my favorite venue.
Great.
I love, if there was any place in the world for me to, if wrestling was done, and you said, okay, there's only one place you could watch any kind of wrestling, it would be La Boom.
La Boom's awesome.
La Boom is a great venue.
And I think
small, intimate.
Yeah. I think it's hysterical also that they have to kick everybody out to make it a nightclub.
A Latin nightclub, yeah.
Do you think Triple H shows up to pop the territory?
Maybe. It's possible. Does Evolve have a belt? Yes, it does. Evolve does have
several.
Several.
I think this is going to be like comparatively. So this is going head to head with Fight for the Fallen.
Yeah.
And if you don't have NJPW World, it's also going head to head with Axis. Axis's coverage of the events that happened earlier in the day,
Which will probably be, I don't know. Is that how most people are going to watch it? Probably not.
I'm going to wake up mad early.
I am too. I do want to say, since we're on the topic of them going head to head, AEW going head to head with the WWE Network, I do want to say this is the success of Evolve's show today will speak volumes about what they're going to do about All Out. Yes, I've been told they are planning counter programming for All Out, major counter programming. So I don't know if that means that an NXT special is going to happen. I don't know if that means that the WWE Network they're going to have like a special show with the main roster
stacked.
I think it's silly.
Saturday night.
The only person that gets hurt here is the consumer.
Yes,
because you can't watch both at the when it's live. So you are taken out of that moment when you watch it on playback.
Yeah.
But they are looking to pretty much counter program All Out.
I'm gonna have 2 monitors going.
This I'm gonna do a live watch along this Saturday, guys. If you're watching this now or listening to this will be posted later today. I am gonna do a live watch along this Saturday night at 7 p.m. and this Sunday at 7 p.m. I'm going to be doing a watch along for all the shows. I'll have dual monitors. We'll be talking. I'm going to attempt to set up the phone system to some extent to take phone calls from you guys, where you guys can call in and we could chat and do all that stuff. It'll be a lot of fun. Maybe Rich could call in. We could sing happy birthday to Rich.
That.
You know what? We'll start phone calling Rich on his birthday.
Oh no.
We'll start doing that. So we'll do I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff. The other thing I do want to say before we continue, a lot of news, a lot of rumblings coming out from my TV friends that there is a very good chance NXT is going to FS1 in 2020.
How interesting.
On Wednesday nights.
Very interesting.
Yeah. On Wednesday nights. So WWE's not messing around this time. And they're not messing around.
Yeah.
They are now in retaliation mode. They're in war mode. And that
are they in distraction mode?
Well, they're gonna fight a proxy war.
Okay.
I don't expect them to put WWE programming head to head with AEW or even acknowledge them on that level.
Yeah.
But I do see them doing a proxy war between NXT and maybe doing more of these Evolve shows.
The Evolve thing's interesting because this show has been planned for a very, very long time because Evolve has to plan ahead very much. And people were taking a dump on it saying, like, why would you do that? It's not that the show is going to go on.
Not with these guys, though.
But the network addition to it definitely is a little suspect.
Yeah. But you aren't going to have, the double main event the way it is. I believe you were going to get Matt Riddle. That would have been it. I don't think you were going to get an NXT World Title match.
Probably Gulak.
By the way, they've been sending guys to Evolve for a while. I saw Velveteen Dream was there.
Yes.
They send Roddy down there all the time, and Gargano and Ciampa and Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish. These guys constantly go down there.
Anybody who's wrestled for Evolve.
The Street Profits were Evolve Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
I saw them win the title. So these are guys, they've been doing this for a long time, and it's great for the NXT guys to kind of wrestle a different style in front of different people. Out of that NXT WWE environment, which is great for them. So there is a benefit to both of them.
Yeah.
And Evolve doesn't have to pay these guys.
Right.
That's the best part for them.
WWE has to pay these
WWE pays these guys. So they're getting WWE talent, they're selling tickets, they keep the money, and it's free for them.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I see Matt Riddle at the merch table.
By the way, Green Lives Matter, I'm going to do this question. He mentioned, what's the lifespan of a good wrestling ring? It depends. You could have a wrestling ring survive a long time. It depends on how you're putting it together and taking it apart.
Yeah.
That really comes down to it, and the maintenance that you do. Go ahead.
So the counter to that is we're getting Evolve's going on Saturday night. Fight for the Fallen is also happening that night. Fight for the Fallen is the benefit for gun violence that's AEW is putting together. The card, 8 matches so far. It's taken shape pretty well. This is a lot of people I've talked to who are really into wrestling. I've heard the phrase, "Well, this show doesn't count."
That every show counts,
right? I disagree with that. I think I agree with you. Every show definitely counts.
Yeah.
And this is a good card. I think they're saving, because this is like the in go between Fyter Fest and All Out, right?
Yes.
So I think like they're saving their big guns for All Out.
Yeah, they had said they're going to do these smaller shows.
Mhm.
It's not necessarily going to be detrimental to their business. I understand that if you have an existing model, but this is your entry to everybody.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the response from the previous show 2 weeks ago was not great.
From the Fyter Fest show.
Was not great.
Really?
A lot of it went over people's heads. The whole Fyre Fest thing went over people's heads. I saw a lot of people, they didn't understand the
tent thing.
The tent thing. They didn't understand like the cheese sandwich thing. They didn't understand why they couldn't afford to pay the wrestlers.
They didn't understand Michael Nakazawa.
Nobody understood Michael Nakazawa. So you have to, and this, they're going to learn this. I think they're in their bubble too much, and they're in their pop culture bubble too much, and they assumed everybody knows because it was a big thing about 6 months ago. But
it's tough, huh?
It's tough because a lot of people, wrestling people, don't necessarily give a shit about other things.
Do you think that was their thing where they were like, we got the smart fans, they'll know?
I think it was a misguided call for the references for the overall theme.
I thought that was great.
Listen, for me, I loved it. But I think if you're attracting 300,000 people or attempting to, 300, what was it, 160, 180,000 plus like 400,000 views, and then replays, whatever it is. So let's say, which I'm not saying this is the number, but let's say 500,000 people saw this at one point. How many of those people will get the reference? 20%, 30%, less than majority.
Okay.
So you're alienating those people. I think it was a misguided call. I think for a lot of people, they didn't understand why they were shitting on their own promotion, saying they don't have money. They didn't understand this is a gaming thing. I think the show was fine for what it was. Maybe it should not have been on BR Live.
Okay. Interesting.
I think it could have been good on Twitch on their own thing.
Okay. You want to go through the card?
Let's go through the card.
Dark Order, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson. Dark Order made their appearance at a previous AEW
I like this.
show.
I like this team.
Yeah.
I like this stable. I don't know why, but I really like
guys.
it. It's I love spooky guys. Yeah.
Dark Order, it's Evil Uno and Stu Grayson versus Angelico and Jack Evans
Should be a
versus
good match.
Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. This is going to be great. This is to advance to All Out for an opportunity at a first round bye in
The tag
for the tag titles.
Yeah.
So this is this is what they're leading up to.
Yeah.
You know, you have on the pre-show Sonny Kiss versus Peter Avalon with Leva Bates. So
I want this thing to be like 2 seconds.
Sonny Kiss versus the Librarians.
You know what I want him to do? I want him
The ass
to
move?
take the book, the library book, put it in his ass,
Uh-huh.
and then slap.
Peter Avalon.
No, Levi Bates. Slap her in the face.
Hysterical.
Yeah.
Another pre-show match is Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, Joey Janela versus MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Sean Spears. I think that's going to be a fun match.
That should be a good match. The library gimmick has to go, right? The librarian crap.
Whatever. I'm okay with it. I think they need a comedy gimmick.
They need to not give it so much time.
I think I really do think it's a plan to get it over.
You think there's a plan to get it over?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I think this match is going to be a lot of fun. You have Adam Page versus Kip Sabian.
Should be a good match. Really good match.
And this is, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this Adam Page's first singles match in a couple of months for AEW?
Whose match?
Adam Page's first singles match.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah.
He did the Rumble.
He was supposed to do the Pac match. He didn't do that.
Right. He won the Rumble. Or whatever it was called, the Battle Royal, the over the budget Battle Royal.
Okay.
And I think I want to say he was in a tag or a 4-way match. No, he was in a 4-way match last time.
Yeah.
Right, where he pinned MJF, I think. So this is like his first singles. Then you have SoCal Uncensored, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky versus the Lucha Brothers.
Is that a tag title tournament also?
No.
Okay,
That's
just a singles match. That should be a really good match because those guys are a phenomenal. Both teams are a great tag team.
What else do you have here? You have Kenny versus Sema. That's going to be good.
Oh, I'm curious. It'll be a hard-hitting Japanese-style match.
Yeah.
Okay.
10-minute match.
Okay.
Brandy Rhodes versus Allie.
Okay.
Which I think is going to be good.
Hopefully. I'm hoping.
And Dusty and Coden versus the Young Bucks, which I think that's going to steal the show.
If
that's not the main event.
That should steal the show. And Jericho is showing up.
He's showing up. He said he's going to make the audience cry.
Let's see. So, do you know how this is set up? How the ring and the stage are set up? It's a theater, so there's nobody behind the ring. Okay. The ring and the stage. So it's the stage, the ring, and then the amphitheater. Much like how
many people does this
couple thousand?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is gonna be like a good, fun, intimate show. Maybe a couple of surprises. You know.
Yeah. Couple thousand people.
And then you have also this is so much wrestling, and again, Axis is showing the B block. Besides the pre-show matches on the B block for NJPW G1, Juice Robinson versus Shingo Takagi.
Juice versus Shingo. Okay.
Good. Ishii versus Cobb.
Good.
In the Battle of the Baby Men.
I love Battle of the Baby Men.
I also want Ishii to be
both
a flat
very
earther.
smooth.
Yeah.
By the way, can we confirm Jeff Cobb as a flat earther?
So good.
I want everybody to be a flat earther. I want Ishii. I want there to be a battle of the flat earths. I'm very big on that. Daily Place holds 4,500 people, so maybe they're gonna have 3,500 people.
Okay. Yano versus Nato.
Okay.
Goto versus Jay White.
Okay.
And
great.
Moxley versus Taichi.
Phenomenal. All this is great.
I think as far as a card goes, that beats the other two events. I hate to say it, but also it's on a replay.
It's on a replay, yeah. So that.
Lots of wrestling. Who's gonna have 3 monitors in front of them, like Marty McFly in Back to the Future?
It's gonna be me. I'm gonna have Mission Control happening. I'm gonna have Mission Control happening.
I think you're gonna, if you have 3 monitors in front of you watching every single thing.
I don't think the Access show is gonna be that much of a threat because they don't have availability to a lot of things. Like they're not on YouTube Live. They don't have a live streaming portal on their website. So if you have a cable provider, you can watch it online. You literally have to watch it on your cable service.
Right.
So I don't think that's going to be as much of a threat as WWE Network is to Fight for the Fallen.
And then Sunday,
Extreme Rules.
They really, really stack this card, dude. Do you want to go through it?
Yeah.
This is a gigantic card for such a weird pay-per-view.
It is a very strange pay-per-view, and this is the last pre-Heyman show,
which is funny and ironic.
Pre-Heyman, pre-Bischoff,
because the original impetus of this was One Night Stand.
Oh my God, yeah, this would be One Night Stand was June. So yeah, Extreme Rules is One Night Stand. So yeah.
Because they did One Night Stand, and they changed it to Extreme Rules, and then it just stayed Extreme Rules, right? So it's kind of ironic that Heyman's starting the day after.
I believe there was a third One Night Stand that nobody talks about.
You might really?
Yes.
You might be right. I believe, you might be right.
I think, and Kane was like the main guy.
Kane was the ECW champion.
I don't remember. I think there was a third One Night Stand that nobody talks about. 2007. Did this happen, or am I hallucinating?
You might be a little of both.
Go down this card. Let's see.
Again, 10 matches, very stacked card. I feel like this is such a weird pay-per-view because it's before SummerSlam, and every year they do something interesting. Remember, I think the Shield debuted at Extreme
It did
Rules.
happen. It did
Really?
happen. Do you know where it happened?
No.
Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay. What year is this?
2007.
Okay. And it was called One Night Stand?
Yeah, and you know who the ECW World Champion was?
Kane.
Vince McMahon.
Oh my God. All right. Can we go through this really quick?
Yeah.
All right. So this is kind of fascinating. I vaguely remember this. You completely remember this.
Wow, I can't believe I remember this because this isn't a point that I really wasn't watching wrestling.
John Cena versus the Great Khali in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Edge beat Batista in a steel cage match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Candice Michelle beat Melina.
Jesus.
Bobby Lashley
defeated Vince McMahon.
Beat Vince and Shane and Umaga
to win the ECW title
in a street fight. Mark Henry beat Kane in a lumberjack match. The Hardys beat Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. CM Punk and the ECW Originals, Sandman and Tommy Dreamer beat the New Breed, Elijah Burke, Matt Stryker, and Marcus Corvan. Whatever happened to him?
Marcus Corvan.
Yeah.
Marcus Corvan was the Pounce.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Rob Van Dam beat Randy Orton in a stretcher match, and Santino Marella beat Chris Masters.
Chris Benoit was replaced by Johnny Nitro.
Was what?
Previous to this, I believe.
This wasn't that.
I think this was the month before it happened, right?
Yeah,
or the month after.
I think it was the month after.
Okay.
I want to say it was the month after.
Yeah.
But
no, it was a month before. It was June. Benoit and Punk on June 19th. ECW storyline for Vengeance. Oh yeah, it was supposed to happen at Vengeance. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, so bizarre. Good job, Andrew. Anyway,
deep find. This is a deep find.
Extreme Rules happening this Sunday. Let's go through the match, and then let's go through the card, and then do predictions.
Okay.
The Revival versus the Usos for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
The Revival versus the Usos. I'm gonna say the Usos win.
Question 1: do you care?
No, I don't. By the way, this is in Philly.
That's true. Yeah, that's also in Philly. Double night in Philly. Here's the theory for you.
Yeah.
Which I just realized the other day.
Yeah.
Tag teams on Raw, guys who are of equal size and height. Tag teams on SmackDown, guys who are of different height and weight.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Right?
Everybody's mismatched. Yeah.
On SmackDown, you have Daniel Bryan and Rowan.
Yeah.
You have Otis and Tucker. You have Big E and Xavier. And I think you have Gallows and Anderson.
Yeah, oh my God, it is big guy, little guy.
Big guy, little guy.
Big guy, little guy, yeah.
Raw, Dawson and Dash, Usos, same height, and whoever else, I don't know. Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley in a last man standing match. I hope this match lasts 2 minutes.
Oh my God, it has to last 2 minutes, right?
You know how I want this match to go?
They die. They just go deep into hell.
I want them to do this is how the match is going to go. You ready?
Yeah.
Stare down, crowd's yelling, blah, blah, blah. They do the lockup.
Yeah.
Strowman does the Hogan, pushes him out of the ring. Bobby Lashley gets under the ring, grabs a cinder block, and
smashes him in the head.
Smashes Braun Strowman on the head, and that's it. It's a gimmick. It's a fake cinder block.
Oh, okay.
But he just shatters this thing on his head, and Braun Strowman passes out, count to 20 or whatever it is, and the match is over. I think that's the way to do it.
By the way,
cinder block ending.
I just want to remind you.
Please. What is that? Is that
I don't know. It's a cock ring. Yeah, it's a cock ring. Vince in a do-rag was ECW champion.
Yes, that is true.
I want you to picture that in his peach suit and a do-rag.
Never mess with a guy in a do-rag.
Why did he wear a do-rag?
It was apropos for the time.
Was it 2000 for an old white man to wear a do-rag?
Why not? Honestly, that whole thing was if you separate yourself from it because wrestling's silly to begin with, that was a very Larry David moment.
It is a very Larry David moment.
The whole him winning, if you put the Curb Your Enthusiasm music to all that Vince stuff, it makes perfect sense.
Perfect. Oh, that's so good.
We finally got the reveal of who is fighting Aleister Black. And it's Cesaro, and I really like that.
That should be a very good match.
Yeah.
I kind of like this new revamp of Aleister Black. I think they did a great job with him. Since that whole coming up thing, everybody came up.
Yeah.
They've protected him. Obviously, you could tell that him and Ricochet are the guys.
Yeah.
I'm in a sad analysis. I'm kind of glad what happened with Tommaso Ciampa happened at the time. I know it's terrible to say because it saved both their careers.
Okay.
Johnny Gargano was going to get lost in this, and Tommaso Ciampa would have gotten lost. So now Ciampa's coming back. He's going to reinvent himself once again in NXT. Great asset for them down there.
Absolutely.
Great asset. Gargano, great asset down there. They came up at the worst possible time to come up, and it was going to hurt them. So it being put on pause, it was good.
Yeah. I do like the team up. Not the team up. I do like the match between Black and Cesaro. I think that their styles are gonna. It's gonna be a very hard hitting match. I think.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. That's gonna be. It could be a show stealer.
Yeah.
On how good it is.
And plus, Cesaro, I think one of the telltale signs of Heyman is that Cesaro is getting a nice little push.
Happening.
Because he was very briefly. He was a Paul Heyman guy.
He was a Paul Heyman guy, and he's a utility player. And this is a guy that will go down in history as one of the... You know what? I'm going to tell you. for the time,
Yeah.
he was really good. Right?
Still
and
is,
underused.
man. Yeah.
Still very good.
Yeah.
The roster now has come to that level where there's so many phenomenal workers.
Yes.
Where he can now have a great match with so many people.
Oh, yeah.
And before, he couldn't.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler was the guy he could have a really good match with.
Right. Cesaro had some good matches with Cena.
Cesaro and Cena did have some really good
but he has got such great accolades like U.S. champ, numerous tag team
the
champions.
dude is great, man. He's so good.
Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus the New Day, Big E and Xavier versus Heavy Machinery. I think Heavy Machinery's taking it.
Daniel Bryan will be having more singles matches.
Okay.
I was told.
Good.
So I could see them dropping the titles.
I do think Heavy Machinery is going to take it. Did you watch their like weird coming to the ring promo on Tuesday?
Who? Daniel Bryan or
No, Otis and Tugger.
No. By the way, you made the greatest reference, and I can't ever not see it anymore. If you close your eyes and you listen to Tucker talk, it's Edge.
Yeah, he sounds just like Edge. It's bizarre, isn't it?
Really bizarre.
Maybe they dubbed him with Edge. I like him Otis coming in the ring, and then just saying "I'm coming" right before he gets into the ring.
So
Hysterical.
Good. So good.
Very entertaining. You have Drew Gulak and versus Tony Nese for the Cruiserweight Championship. I'm going Gulak.
Give Gulak, give him the rub.
Bailey versus Alexa and Nikki Cross. I'm thinking Nikki takes that belt. She's a good promo.
I take it that Bailey wins, and
with help from Sasha?
Nikki costs Alexa the belt, right? Because it's a 3-way.
It's a 1-on-2.
A 1-on-2. I'm sorry, 1-on-2.
Yeah.
Something happens, and now you build a program between Nikki and Alexa.
The other rumor is that Sasha Banks shows up.
Yes, I did hear that. I did hear that Sasha Banks shows up because they were adamant on making sure people know that Bailey has no friends. No friends for Bailey.
Right.
I do think Bailey is a heinous person.
Like in real life?
And no.
Behind the scenes?
Kayfabe behind the scenes. Kayfabe behind the scenes. Like, she does really catty things. And I want to see, I'm telling you, I want Bad Girl Bailey so bad. So bad. But it's not really bad. She's not, like, really that bad. She just does, like, a bad teen thing.
Okay.
Like
she
takes
smokes like a half a cigarette
and coughs it out because she doesn't like it. Yeah. She drinks, like, wine coolers and doesn't complete it all.
Gets real messed up.
Yeah. She's vaping but doesn't really like it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Kofi versus Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship. I really do want to see Joe with that title.
Come on, dude. I listen. It was great, Kofi getting the title. It's
You're
time.
done.
I'm done. It was great.
You're
it was
done.
a great experiment. It's done nothing for ratings. It's done nothing for new interest. They did it because they pandered to the audience that was screaming for it, and that's not a bad thing.
Right.
You have to give the audience what they want sometimes. It was a nice experiment. It's time now.
Plus, you can't have two face champs.
You cannot have a two-face champ, but come on, dude. Samoa Joe going into the summer as the champion.
Amazing.
Who will knock him down?
Burke Lesnar.
Burke Lesnar.
That's his new gimmick.
Unless Brock cashes in and he wins the title.
Whatever.
Come on, dude. Let's do it. I want to see Kofi lose to Brock because I want to see how people spin that into racism.
Yeah. Oh, well, they will.
I want to see that. I want to see this is racist posts on Twitter.
I mean, it also doesn't help that Brock looks like a super Nazi. You know,
Brock does not.
As it looks like.
Allegedly, it looks like.
Yeah. Undertaker and Roman Reigns, the Graveyard Dogs versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre.
I'm telling you, they're gonna come out.
The Buddy Boys.
I want there to be, dude. He could do the hair flip with the eyes rolling back. He could do the whole dead man thing.
I want a double entrance from them.
Double entrance.
Yeah,
we want that to come out of once as the Undertaker and be like, okay, we're going back and doing this again, and come out as a Shield.
Whoa, that'd be awesome. I want. I mean like a 2-for-1 entrance. Like Taker comes out, and then Roman's just standing behind him on a leash.
What if they come out like dogs, like crawling?
I would love that. Anything dog related with both of them.
So a couple things here.
Also, not to cut you off, but the Undertaker's a zombie, right?
Yeah.
He's a zombie mortician. How is he also associated with a dog?
It's his yard.
Right?
He's the big dog. It's his yard. Well, no, the dog is resurrected Like, you know how Jon Snow came back? Undertaker at one point was resurrected
as a dog
after that buried alive match with
Right.
Vince, and he came back as, no, he came back as a dead guy after the buried alive match. But before that, when he was American Badass, he came back as a dog.
Right. He was.
Yeah,
he,
woof,
that's when they kept.
That loves America.
That's when they kept giving him the dog names.
Yeah.
And that somehow stuck.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm so glad they didn't
bizarre.
call AJ Styles the Pitbull.
Oh man, or Pitbull.
Pitbull.
305 baby. Seth Rollins and Becky versus.
Just one thing about the Undertaker match. That match is leading to a Drew Undertaker match at SummerSlam. Yeah.
Okay. I'm okay with that. Seth and Becky versus Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans for a winner-take-all mixed tag team match for both the Universal Championship and the Raw.
Yeah. Okay.
It's gonna
I
be
want
fun.
Baron Corbin to win the title. I want Becky to cost Seth the title.
I think if Baron Corbin won the title, the internet would crack in half.
Yeah, I want Brock Lesnar to beat Kofi, and I want Baron Corbin to win the title.
I think people will just rip their own heads off.
Yeah, that's what I
want. At that point, they would just be like, "Oh!" and lightning would shoot out of their neck. I think people would just go so completely bonkers and not know what to do with their lives.
Dude,
because
Shin in our chat is a huge Baron Corbin
I know
fan.
he is.
He loves white dudes that dress up like baristas.
Because wrestling Twitter is so into themselves.
Yeah,
it's like a rotating smell your own farts butthole.
It's like 10,000. It's literally 10,000 people complaining.
Yeah, more than that, I think. And thank you guys for tuning in. I'm very happy that you guys are not like that, at least with us. That's great.
At least with us.
Yeah.
Guys, Q&A time. Submit your questions in the chat room. We're going to be answering it. I do want to start extending this. I keep forgetting to post it the day before on Twitter. But I do want to extend this to social media to answer these questions. Let's do our Q&A. Get your questions ready. Post them in the chat room, and we'll start firing them off one by one, and we'll do our best to answer them.
Yeah, baby.
I am excited for so much wrestling this weekend.
Can I do the first question?
Yeah.
Green Lives Matter. What are the odds of getting a WWE pay-per-view called Flat Earth?
Snickers presents Flat Earth. The map, the ring, the canvas is just the globe.
Oh, it's just flat. It's square. It's not round.
Square,
it's square.
yeah.
What do flat earthers think the Earth is square?
No, it's an oval. It's like an oval.
It's a circle.
It's a circle. No, it's not a total circle, but it's like an oval. And the edges are Antarctica, and that prevents us from falling off.
And the North Pole?
There is no North Pole.
It's just
There's
water?
no such thing. It's literally no. It's the polar. It's Antarctica's like this wall. Like the wall in Game of Thrones.
Okay, and it just surrounds the Earth.
Surrounds the Earth, and it just pushes everything back. That is how we do not fall. But there are people that believe that space is not real. That's another thing.
Really?
Yes.
In what regard?
I was reading about it yesterday. They don't believe space exists.
Like, you mean like when you look up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you mean that's not real?
Yeah.
Like when you literally...
I haven't dived deep. I have to dive deep. I have to do my Joe Rogan stuff and dive deep into this.
When you're literally staring forward and then go like this, you don't believe that's real.
That's not real.
That's
no,
not real.
Space is not real.
That's not real.
No.
That is fucking bonkers.
Yeah. There are people that believe that. I need to do more research on this. I'll do this today at lunch.
Please, I want to text me all the fake space stuff. Large 23, do you think Bischoff will work on the 205 Live guys and recreate the success of the Cruiserweight division in 97? No, he's got bigger things to worry about.
Yeah, I think with Bischoff, I don't expect too much shaken up on the Bischoff side because he still has to get acquainted to everything that's happening. Remember, Bischoff's been out of wrestling for some time now. He has not run a wrestling company in nearly over 20 years, in 21, well, yeah, almost 20 years. When's the last time he had major total control of WCW? 98?
Yeah, probably.
99, he's took a step back.
20 years, baby.
He came back in 99, 2000 for that New Blood stuff.
Right, yeah.
Right? And he was co-doing it with Russo.
And then TNA.
And then TNA, but he wasn't running stuff in TNA.
He was like an on-screen guy.
He was a consultant for TNA.
He brought in Hogan.
Yeah, but I think Hogan brought in Bischoff. I think that's how it was.
You thought it was the opposite?
Yeah.
I think this is astronomical to me. I think Hogan's payday for TNA was $30,000 an episode.
Yes, but it's not an actual accurate number.
Yeah.
It was not episode. It was, I think for Hogan, it was like per taping.
So they did 4 episodes, but he wasn't an in-ring competitor. He just came out and was like, "Brother, I was in the back."
It
and
was
I
that weird NWO theme.
Mm-hmm.
That was never an NWO theme, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
People think that's the NWO 2000 theme. It was not. It was used in one of the video games.
Right.
And it was because they were in a dispute with Jimi Hendrix's estate.
Royalty free.
So Jimmy Hart did that fake NWO theme.
Also, if we're going to compare NWO themes, like, you could easily say that the Undisputed Era theme could be a fake NWO theme.
Yeah. Down, out, now.
Yeah.
Now.
anything,
Down, out, now.
anything that has that guitar.
Now. Down, out, now. Down, out, now. Yeah.
Anything that has a kind of wah guitar with like weirdo sound effects behind it could be. We can make our own Mad Men NWO theme.
I want weirdo sound effects.
Great.
That's what I want.
Okay. So
yeah. I don't expect like Bischoff to come in there and be like, "We're bringing back this."
Mm-hmm.
The guy needs to kind of take it all in.
But I think that's what people want. People want like, "Oh boy,
here they come."
NWO.
Oh, you saw? This is the WCW type match. The guy has had 20 years.
Unprotected chair shots, dude.
The guy has had 20 years to realize what his mistakes were.
Yeah.
And what he had done, and to incorporate them. The guy is a very intelligent guy, very charming, smart guy. Let's give him time. Heyman, on the other hand, can't shake things up because that's how he is. He's been working with the WWE on and off for over 20 years. Mm-hmm. He's known Vince McMahon for his entire adult life. Since he was a teenager, he's known Vince.
Yeah.
So this is a guy that's been engraved in that system.
Oh yeah.
For being, regardless of being, Paul Heyman, the king of extreme and all that stuff. This guy has been engraved in the WWE culture for a very, very long time. Also, Bruce Pritchard is the one that pushed for Eric Bischoff.
Yes.
I do want to say another thing. A lot of rumors were going around that Vince Russo was considered to come back. I saw this week by, I forgot the guy. I'm not familiar with his work. He's a journalist. Okay? I can tell you that Vince Russo was never discussed in any serious manner.
No capacity.
To come in and take over SmackDown. This was not even a small consideration.
Right.
This is a small time rumor. Maybe there was some sort of discussion, just like how, why isn't Hunter running it? Maybe somebody said, why isn't Russo coming back?
Yeah.
I did make the joke that Russo and Jim Cornette are coming back, just to have a nuclear explosion in Stamford.
Oh, man.
But I just want to say, Vince Russo was not considered for this position. Yeah. And nothing. I'm not knocking Russo.
Yeah.
I don't know the man. He's a New Yorker. He's given me a shout out a couple times for being from Bayside because he knows the Bayside Little League somehow.
Oh, that's not good.
And that's like across the street from my house.
Does he have to stay like 250 feet away from them?
No. I think his like kid played in it or he played in the Bayside Little League.
Like as a ringer?
It's a ringer. Yeah.
Well,
do you know the Bayside Little League is like a real world famous thing?
Really?
Yeah.
Are you gonna bust out your Little League
outfit? Yeah,
like your Little League trading card.
Yeah, I have my Little League trading card. It's like this.
Very scared with the full beard too.
Yeah, with the full.
We Tyquise Morton. Yeah. Why do you keep pushing Lacey Evans on us if they're not gonna put the title on her? Title spelled TIDAL.
Like the streaming service that Jay-Z came up with.
It's because she's not a very good surfer yet.
So she's not a very good surfer.
Can't put that title on her. The reason is because they need to. You gotta have somebody to feed Becky. Because Becky cooled off a little bit after that Ronda thing.
I really like Lacey Evans. Mm-hmm. I like the character.
Same here. Looks great.
I don't think she's as bad in the ring as people are making it out to be.
Not at all.
That people were, and I'll give you a great example. On Monday, people were crapping about how that punch didn't connect. They're like, oh my God, it looks so fake. It was terrible. That punch connected.
Yeah. Well, I saw the other end of that, which was the screen cap of the connected punch and people saying, this is unsafe. We need to boycott WWE because Lacey Evans doesn't know what she's doing.
Holy moly. You know what? It was pretty safe because nobody got hurt.
2 holy mollies in one show.
That's my new catchphrase, guys.
You're like, what's his name? Holy cow.
Holy cow.
Phil Rizzuto?
Who?
Am I thinking
yeah.
We got a King Solus. I seen a video that said WWE might book or make Kevin Owens like the new CM Punk. Your thoughts? That is ridiculous.
I don't know what that means.
King, 'cause I think like they're clearly going the Canadian Stone Cold route with him, giving him the stunner.
But here's the thing. What does that mean, right? Let's break it down.
Yeah.
The new CM Punk.
Just because he did
An
a
aggressive
pipe
guy.
bomb.
He did a pipe bomb, which wasn't really a pipe bomb.
Yeah.
It was fine. I think they're trying to make him more of like a passionate guy about what he's doing.
Yeah.
Listen, anybody could be CM Punk. CM Punk, and you know what? That was Bret Hart's promo. Bret Hart had the original pipe bomb when he said this is BS.
Yeah.
And started exposing stuff. You know, I do believe they want to make him more of an aggressive character,
Aggressive babyface.
Yeah. So I think it would work.
I really want to see Kevin Owens as a babyface because we've said this for years, where like KO as a babyface is going to be the top of the heap, you know, and then KO as a baby. Imagine KO as a babyface versus Samoa Joe for that title.
Yeah, great, love it,
fantastic,
love it. Let's see, do I have any? Brian Alvarez was supposed to come on Thursday. I was supposed to interview him yesterday. I just couldn't get the timing to work. He will be coming on in the next week or so to promote his new book.
Are you one of those Japanese Italian guys that can't get time to run?
I cannot get time to run correctly like the Japanese Italian guys.
Shin Solidus, is there honestly any chance that Corbin wins that title on Sunday?
I have not heard anything about that.
There's always a chance, right?
Vince could come in and be like, I want the title on Corbin. That's it.
Give us more of your questions.
Yeah, we got 2 more minutes of questions here.
And then we got to go.
My back is killing me today, by the way.
Yeah?
Bad.
What's the matter?
Bad. My sciatica
Do you have a
is so
pull-up
bad.
bar?
I do, and I use it all the time.
You should just hang.
No, I twisted my leg. My shoes, my Pradas are very slippery.
Oh, yeah.
So I was on the train, and I slipped.
By Pradas, you mean the banana peels you rubber band to your feet?
Yeah, I rubber band.
Guys, questions, come on. I can't make fun of Andrew's shoes for the next 20 minutes.
I know. Let me do some. Okay, since changes are coming to weekly shows, is now the time to bring back
to get
back into those shows?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's. I go through ebbs and flows with wrestling, even when I'm doing the show. Even Rich and I do this every single week, and I fall in and out at times.
Yeah, you were saying at the top of the show, you were like, "I'm out of touch."
I'm right. I kind of fell behind because of my own schedule, less not wanting to watch it. But there are times that I don't feel like watching it, and that's a normal feeling to have, guys.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to love everything every single week. It's okay to be like, you know what, I'm not feeling it right now, and then leave, and then you come back for like a big show. That's healthy. That's actually why New Japan does so well.
Oh yeah,
because
absolutely.
we're not overexposed to the product.
Yeah,
it's 5 hours a week.
Yeah.
Plus YouTube videos. And then they also don't have an archive like WWE does of content everywhere so you can look back and reminisce about the glory days for when you were a kid.
And it's also interesting that, like, again, I think the sportsman-like presentation that New Japan has adds to it because the G1 is a 21-day tournament, but it's so fast-paced, it makes you really, it's like a good binge watch.
Yeah.
And you can watch your guy. You don't have to watch every match.
Yeah. Who is a sexy boy?
Both of us.
Both of us are sexy boys.
Can we assume the Street Profits were not an official call-up? Yeah, I think so. I think they're just entertaining. You know,
I mean, 2 weeks, right? They've been on TV, so I think they are an official call-up.
Apparently, apparently their video packages were done live instead of pre-taped.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a lot of confidence in them.
Yeah. Large 23. Did you guys eat any hot dogs on the 4th?
Oh,
and
so
what was
many.
your top? We ate a few hot dogs on the 4th. We barbecued in the backyard. It was very nice. I put mustard and ketchup on my hot dog.
I did too, and I'm not ashamed of it. And we had sausages too.
It's fantastic.
We had spicy Italian sausages,
Delicious.
sweet Italian sausages. We had burgers. Rich, by the way, is a master griller.
Thank you.
Phenomenal griller.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and you know what? I was so happy you grilling.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really was.
was.
I was so glad you were grilling.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Shin Solidus, has there been any word on the whereabouts of AOP? They disappeared. They completely disappeared.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where they are. That again, that's a premature move to call them up. It's a great example of how guys that are getting over in one territory do not translate to another.
Yeah.
They need to. If I was them, I would realize this when something's not happening and shift people back.
Yeah.
Like the Ascension. right? Great example.
Those guys are on like main event, right?
Those guys are done.
Or-
It's over. They came to the main roster.
over.
You realize how tiny they are.
Well, no, they got spooky fingered.
They got they got spooky fingered, and that was the end.
Yeah, the AOP guys.
Oh
I
my
think
god.
they were like, remember, because we'd always talk about like they're gonna look very small compared to like everybody on the main roster,
Yeah.
and they did, you know.
Well, they took Paul Ellering away from him.
But when they put him with Drake, that was a good move.
Yeah,
And then one of the guys got hurt, unfortunately.
that was a weird Shield reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Really weird Shield reunion. Those guys. All right. Are we done?
I think we're done.
I think we're done. Guys, I will see you all tomorrow at 7 p.m. East for the Evolve and AEW Fight for the Fallen watch along. I'm going to figure out how I'm going to do this. Rich is the Yellow County Tag Team Champion, one half of the Yellow County Tag Team Champion. I want to thank the guy that sent this. God damn it, I forgot his name, and I got to look it up. But it is pretty cool. He makes these. That is a pretty cool thing to make, which I absolutely love. So it's Rich's birthday on Sunday. Everybody wish him a happy birthday on Twitter at BTCRich. You can tweet me at Andrew Zarian. Patreon.com/MattMenPodcast. Fund us there. You can fund us here on YouTube when we're doing the live shows. And of course, buy our t-shirts. ProWrestlingTees.com/MattMenPodcast. And we'll see you all next time.
Later, guys.